And then we're gonna go to Chrono Odyssey. Okay, so we're gonna watch about is other MMO. It's a Blue Protocol video about the gameplay, honestly. I'm kinda in the way, so let me move. A little bit here, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, so we're gonna watch this video, and then we're gonna go play Chrono Odyssey.
In Blue Protocol Star Residence, which is the first dungeon you'll encounter in the game, as well as the second dungeon, which people like to refer to as the Tina dungeon. Every single dungeon drop a different set of gear. In the Goblin dungeon, you can get gloves, earring, and potentially weapon. In the Tina dungeon, you can get shoes, charm, and again, potentially weapon. So depending on what piece you're looking for, you will farm a different set of dungeon, and this way it make old dungeon still relevant over the course of the game, and it's not like when a new dungeon come out, the old dungeon is instantly relevant. Star Resonance also work based on season, so depending on the seasons, the dungeon will get a specific buff or debuff. In the current seasons within the beta, it was like a corruption theme, where there's a potential for mob to get corrupted, and they would heal enemies when they get defeated. However, more importantly is that there's a potential for the corruption boss to spawn. When you defeat the corruption spawn, you guarantee a legendary item instead. Dungeon
That's
came
cool.
in free difficulty. There is the normal mode, the hard mode, and then the nightmare mode, which open up later down the line. The Goblin Dungeon video you're watching right now is in the hard mode, which have slightly more punishing mechanics compared to the normal mode. With that being said, when you enter a dungeon, you have to collect a specific amount of points before you can enter the boss fight. This is located at the bottom left under the map. So as you kill mobs and stuff like that, you collect points. And once you have collected enough points, like 525, it earns you the right to challenge the boss. With that being said, skipping into the first boss fight here is going to be the Goblin boss a bit. He's going to start off with a Kong attack, you can see there. And then there's going to be these ads that spawn. Now, these ads are actually the corruption mob that are from the seasonal debuff. So this is the thing that I was talking about, is that these ads are actually spawned by the seasonal
Okay, the
buff.
combat
And it's
looks
not
cooler than the
exactly
original
a
game.
part of the boss. With that being said, coming into the first mechanics for this boss, he's going to spawn a bunch of goblin all over the map, and they're going to charge in a straight line. You want to kill the goblin with the shield so that you can get the shield and you can pick it up for the next mechanics. And you also just want to kill the goblin in general so that you can free up a safe spot to charge over. So here you can see that they are all charging in a straight line, and you want to avoid them very quickly. And here is the shield that has been dropped by the goblin mob we just killed, which is going to be used for this upcoming mechanic. For the first major mechanics, he's going to shoot out a ball, and using the shield you have picked up just now, you need to bounce and redirect the ball into the back of the boss so that it will break the shield. Failing to do this results in a party wipe.
Okay, that's cool. That's
With that
pretty
being
nice
said,
mechanic, to be
DPS
honest.
continue, and he's gonna move on to the next set of pattern really quick. That is the only really like real mechanic for this dungeon. For the rest of the boss, he's just gonna do some like specific special pattern and stuff like that, other than to dodge and avoid. So upcoming here, he's gonna do like a laser pizza pattern, which is gonna be this. He's gonna spawn like this lightning pizza on the ground, and he's actually gonna remove your ability to use your dodge button, which is gonna be your right click or your shift. So you have to like manually walk away from the pizza on the ground to dodge it. You can't rely on your dash and stuff like that to dodge it. But again, it's pretty obvious. It does come out in a pretty slow pattern, and it always cover the entire map. So you have one pizza, two pizza, and then three pizza. And you're gonna see this pizza pattern being represented across a lot of the different bosses. Moving on to the second half of the boss fight, he's gonna slowly shrink the area on the outer circle so that the amount of area you have to fight this boss progressively get smaller a little bit. It just forces you toward the center for the upcoming mechanics. Once again, you're able to witness these exact same mechanics as the one before here, but again, you have a little smaller area to work with. So here, you have a bunch of goblins that spawn, and they're going to charge forward in a straight line. You want to make sure that you kill the goblin with the shields, because you want to pick up their shield for the upcoming ball mechanics. But here, once you have killed the goblin, you get a safe zones, and you want to do the upcoming ball bouncing mechanics. A lot of people actually fail this mechanics, so it's pretty annoying to pug this dungeon, in my opinion, especially with inexperienced people. But with that thing said, the mechanics start. He's gonna shoot the ball out toward where the arrows goes, and then you want to do a double bounce. So you always want to bounce first around the shield, and then the second bounce you want to make sure it land onto the ball. So here's the first bounce, and then here's the second bounce right there. Right, you're gonna land on the boss, and from here on it's just a straight DPS until the end.
Okay,
It's the exact
that's
same
big
patterns
as
you
well.
have seen before.
Okay. Doesn't seem too tanky as well. Just
That's it for the
alright.
first dungeon. Moving on to the second dungeon, this is going to be the Tina dungeon. This video is done in the normal mode, but the mechanics for the most part is the same in the hard mode, except a little more tighter and harder. With that being said, the first mechanics for this boss is going to be the curse, which is going to be this purple circle under me. This curse will expire in 30 seconds and kill whoever has the curse, but you can refresh the duration of the curse by passing it onto the teammate. So here you can see that I started off with the curse and I've passed it onto the healer. Here's a basic soak mechanics pattern from Final Fantasy XIV, where you want to stack on each other to spread the damage a little bit. Otherwise, you can see that this boss is a lot more aggressive compared to the Goblin boss, where she would continue to do like a bunch of Kung attack and stuff like that. With that being said, the curse mechanics, you want to end the curse onto the tank at the very end. That is because she's going to do a special attack that allows you to cleanse the curse instead. And it's going to be coming up very, very soon. So you want to pass the curse around to everyone that's not the tank, and you want to have it land on the tank at the very, very end before you move on to the next mechanics. So here he's going to do a straight line attack, and the tank has to open damage reduction and get hit by the attack on purpose to remove the curse. She's going to follow this up into a triple pizza. It's going to go either in clockwise or counterclockwise for the safe zones, so you just dodge accordingly. And then we're going to move on to the bookshelf mechanics. So here, Tina is going to disappear, and we're going to go to like a different map with 4 bookshelves. Tina's going to always attack like from left side to right side, so you want to look at where she's attacking from, and you want to head to the right side of the bookshelf, which will teleport you across to the opposite bookshelf in a straight line. So that is how you're going to be able to dodge the attack that she's doing.
Okay,
so
that's
here,
cool.
We're waiting for her to spawn again. She spawned on the other side. So we want to go to the bookshelf on our right, facing her, and that allows us to teleport over the attack she's doing and to dodge that attack. If you get hit by that attack, you're probably going to die. I think that is a guaranteed one shot. After that attack, she's going to do this Kong mechanics, where she's going to spawn 3 Kong, and you want to prevent them from touching the boss. They're all going to slowly walk toward the boss, but they do walk in a different pace, so you want to make sure you attack the one that walks the fastest first, and then moving on to the other 2 that are a little slower. So here, this is the first Kong that's we killed, because that's the one that's moving the fastest, and then there is 2 more Kong we have to deal with. As a tank, you can actually taunt these Kong to prevent them from moving a little bit, so using a tank to taunt these are pretty useful. And after this mechanics, she's going to continue to do a bunch of kind of like annoying attack pattern.
I mean, this is nothing new, but
so here you want to spread out to make sure the circles are not overlapping on each other, because she's going to teleport onto each of us and do like
it
a
seems pretty
AOE.
cool some
you can
mechanic
also
for
see
the
exact
boss.
same curse mechanics being represented here again onto one of our team member who has to pass around before the time expire.
Okay, there's the curse mechanic again.
Okay, here comes the cleansing attack. So again, the tank wants to do damage reduction here and get hit by it on purpose to remove the curse. And then the pizza pattern. So he's gonna go onto the right, right here, and then onto the right.
So even if you're supposed to take damage, if you dodge in the right time, you can just dodge taking damage. That sounds pretty cool.
Alright, and then we're gonna do the exact same bookshelf mechanics that you have seen before. So again, you want to face Tina and move onto the right side according to where she is. So she's right there. We're gonna move right onto the bookshelf. And once the spear has like passed the halfway mark, we're gonna click onto the bookshelf to teleport across. And then she's gonna do it twice again. So this is the second time. She's right there. Move on to the right and do stuff. And then moving on to the Kong mechanics. In the hard mode of these dungeons, while she's doing the Kong, she's also gonna start spamming pizza attack, so it make it harder to DPS the Kong down a little bit. So that's one of the major difference between normal mode and hard mode. In hard mode, the curse expires significantly faster, so you have to pass it around more frequently, and you have to make sure you're not holding onto them and stuff like that. So that would be the difference between normal mode and hard mode. And once again, this video is recorded in normal mode.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The difficulty is depending on the multi-page. And then mechanics speed up.
So here's another soak on the tank. Except I kind of ignored it, so good luck. And you see the same curse pattern being represented here. And we should be able to beat this boss soon. And that is the Tina dungeon.
Yeah, that's pretty
Spoilers.
good.
Thanks for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video and you would like more Blue Protocol Star Resonance content in the futures,
Thank you for the video. It was pretty nice for the game. I'm definitely gonna play it when it's gonna come out. Just test if it's even worth in timing. Just like Chrono this right now. Okay. That'll be all for the video.